Hi, Jeff with Learberg, and I have here an Einstein ET300, or Mini Einstein. This collar may be called mini, but the features on this thing are huge, and I'm going to show you just how simple they are to use. Let's start by turning the collar on. You will notice this small red dot on both the transmitter as well as the collar. This red dot is a magnetic on-off button. You simply align the dots on the transmitter with the one on the collar and look for the indicator light to turn green. This signifies that the collar is on. To turn the transmitter on, simply hold the on-off button on the back for 2 seconds. The blue LCD display on the front will light up, as well as the indicator light on the front will begin blinking. Now that everything is turned on, we're going to start going over how to operate the different features of this collar and how to navigate your way around the buttons. To start, looking at this transmitter from the front, you will notice that it looks very similar to a stopwatch. If you keep that in mind, the button locations on this collar will be very easy to get used to and become very natural. On the front of the transmitter is the LCD display. This display is backlit and very easy to read. The display on the front of the collar is going to tell you what level the collar is on, what stimulation mode the collar is on, and whether or not the stimulation level is locked in. This is a 1-dog model. However, if it were a 2-dog model, it would also let you know which dog you're adjusting. Throughout this video, I will be referring to this display as we cover those features. Also, on the front of the transmitter is the indicator light. This blinking light indicates the battery life by changing color. A green light signifies a full battery. An amber light signifies recharge soon, and a red light lets you know that your training is done because you need to recharge your batteries. Moving on to the top of the transmitter, you have your stimulation level dial. This dial has 2 functions. The first is to adjust the level of stimulation from 0 to 100. The second is to lock and unlock the level of stimulation. To do this, you simply press and hold for 2 seconds. On the display, you will notice that the 1D has gone from blinking to solid. To unlock and readjust the stimulation level, press and hold again, and you will be able to readjust the level. Over to the side of the collar are the stimulation and stimulation booster buttons. Pressing the stimulation button, which is the black one on top, it will send a stimulation to the collar based on the level you have set. The red button, or the booster, automatically adds 25 to the set level. Now, there are 3 different modes of stimulation that this collar can be set to: momentary, continuous, and mixed. If I flip the transmitter over, you will see a button with MC on it. This is the momentary continuous button that allows you to toggle between each mode. The display on the front lets you know which mode you're in. We're currently in momentary. You can tell this by the M here, and the M, as you see, indicates that this collar is in momentary, and you will send a short momentary stimulation. By pressing the button 1 time, you can see that a C is now there, which indicates that the collar is in continuous mode, and will send a continuous stimulation for as long as you hold the button, or up to 10 seconds. Pressing it 1 more time, you can now see that there's both the M and C, and this signifies that you're in the mixed mode, in which the stimulation button will be momentary and the boost button will be continuous. I'm going to use the test light that comes with every collar to demonstrate the 3 different modes of stimulation. Here, I have it set on momentary, and you will notice that when I press the button, a short, bright light is emitted. Same with the booster button. I'll press the momentary continuous button one time. A C is now indicated on the display, meaning continuous. When I press the stimulation button, the light will remain on. When I press the booster button, the same will happen. You can actually notice a little bit here that the booster is a little bit brighter because it's adding 25 to that stimulation level. Now I'm going to press the momentary continuous button one more time. So the M and C are both identified on the display. Pressing the stimulation button, you have a short, momentary stimulation. Pressing the booster button, and it's on continuous. The other type of stimulation on this collar is the tapping sensation, and this is located on the side of the collar. The button is identified with a T, and this button sends a tapping sensation to the collar in the form of a vibration. This tapping sensation can be used in training as a mark or a positive reward. Earlier, we held the on-off button for 2 seconds to turn the collar on. This button has another function. That is to operate the light on the collar. By pressing the button one time for about a half second, the light is activated and the collar will begin to flash. One more press and the light will stay on. And one last press of the button and the light will turn off. That pretty much sums up the transmitter, but before I go on to the collar itself, I would like to mention that this transmitter has one last ingenious feature. If you lose your transmitter, whether in long grass, while training, or set down around your house, this collar will sound an alarm after 6 hours. This is called the lost collar mode. I only wish that my TV remote came with the same function. Now, the collar is pretty simple. You have an indicator light here that functions the same as the transmitter. Green, amber, red for battery life, as well as any time one of the function buttons is pressed on the transmitter, the indicator will light up red. The collar comes with 1/2 inch contact points, which you can see on here now, as well as 3/4 inch contact points. So if you have a long-haired dog, you will not need to worry about purchasing any extra parts to operate this collar. Once you have your own Einstein collar, I recommend re-watching this short video with the collar in your hand. The design of these collars makes it very simple to operate and almost natural to navigate the buttons, allowing the transmitter to become an extension of your hand.